This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Brown Insurance Group has been providing coverage to municipalities, companies, and individuals in the region for over 73 years. As a partner of the Keystone Insurers Group, we are able to offer an extensive line of insurance products and services, from commercial services including employee benefits and liability insurance, to personal services such as home, auto, watercraft, and motorcycle coverage. We are also committed to our community. We support many charities and events in the region. Our core values of care and integrity since the inception of Brown Insurance Group has made us one of Indiana's most respected and valued insurance agencies. To make an appointment with one of our experienced specialists, call our Highland Insurance office at 219-972-6060. Brown Insurance Group. Small town values, big time resources, going beyond expectations to protect you and yours.
Sure. Well, let me just say this, Bill. It's been a wonderful experience for me. Valparaiso is a fabulous city, and to have led it for 16 years and to have brought about quite a bit of change is something I'll always treasure. But everything has a beginning and an end, and it's important for leaders to know when something needs to end. And so I just sensed that it was the right time to transition the city, because it's not about me or what I want to do, it's really about the city. And so this was the right time to transition the city. It's in healthy financial shape. We don't have much deferred maintenance. We have sustainable funding. And so I feel really good about passing it on to the next generation. Yeah, and leaders need to do things in a sustainable fashion and in a fiscally responsible fashion. So everything we've done, whether it be renovating City Hall or the Public Works campus, we've done with a creatively frugal, that's one of our values, creatively frugal. So it's so important to keep taxes reasonable and to make it affordable. So that's been part of our goal from day one. There's a lot of components to that, but we've gotten lots of grants, probably $150 million of grants. So we're really good at getting grants, but we're also good at doing projects in a fiscally responsible manner. And so that's carried all the way through. We've been careful on hiring. We've made sure that our officers and our police are well trained, well equipped, they have good facilities. But we also try to run very efficiently. So you have to take that in all areas, whether it be utilities, whether it be road and street funding. And you have to have sustainable funding, because what we found out is, our roads were in bad shape. People were spending more money fixing their cars than if we created some fees. So we created a few fees. When we took over, we had $300,000 a year to fix 130 miles of roads. Now we have $3 to $4 million a year. And it's paying off. And so there's a lot of components to that, but really I think it's very important that we do things in a creatively frugal, sustainable manner, because what we see over in Illinois and in other communities is they're not managing well, things are getting out of hand, and their budgets are not in line, and that's a real burden for the people. So what we're talking about is taking a downtown that was really that was not healthy, that was very unhealthy, and making it new again. And we've had tremendous success. And of all the things we've done, that's the one the citizens point to the most. Now there are many components to that, and technically that was like a 20-year plan, because you can't do it all at once. It has to be done. But we had to, our downtown was struggling, because it used to be, when I was a kid, where we shopped, but we grew with all the big boxes, and so it became an area where there were a lot of vacant stores. What we did is we were able to funnel some of the money from where the boxes were, the property taxes, through TIF, and use that same money to remake the downtown. And there were many components to that. Facade grants are part of those. Improving all the streetscapes, improving parking, We had to get 10 liquor licenses because they're very expensive in the city of Valparaiso. They go for $250,000, and we wanted small restaurants. And so we have 10 restaurants that have those in the downtown. And then we created the park, which was fabulous, and then we expanded the park, and it has become, once again, the heart of the city. If the heart doesn't beat strong, it impacts the entire body. It's the same way with the city. If your downtown isn't not vibrant and beautiful, it really impacts the whole city. Now, yes, what we've done in the downtown is awesome, and we have all kinds of events. That's the other thing, is you can have a beautiful downtown, but you need events. And so we have events all the time now, and we've increased the amount and the quality of the events, and we're getting people downtown, we're getting them to connect with each other. But the other thing is this: we have done renovation all over the city. On the north side, we took an old abandoned shopping center, worked with private developers, and that whole area is beautiful. Same way around the university, we call it Eastgate. And so it's important not to neglect any area of your city, but to make them all strong. So we're very proud of that. But we're also dealing, and the thing is this: you've got to deal with all kinds of issues. So like stormwater, we've done $20 to $30 million of stormwater work to alleviate flooding and to create more value in the inner city, in our neighborhoods around the city. And what's been very interesting is the real estate market around the downtown was always the slowest and the weakest. Now it's virtually the strongest because of the downtown. So it's really cool to see a lot of these old homes being fixed up. And one of the latter stages of our downtown renaissance was high-density housing, because once you have these amenities, you want people living nearby to create the critical mass. And so we've got probably 80 units of high-density quality housing under construction or under planned right around the downtown, again, to add critical mass for these shops, for these events. And so we're excited about that. So the downtown plan is continuing. Yeah, many restaurants. A lot of people, when I was a kid and you wanted to go out to eat or buy something, you got in your car and headed to Maryville. Now a lot of people get in their car and they head to Valpo because they know they have their choice of 100 restaurants, and they know if they come to the downtown. I mean, we were here last night, with friends and enjoying one of the small restaurants, and so. Yeah, it's become a destination place, and now we've attracted a distillery that's coming very soon, and we're renovating the southern part. We've cleaned that all up. There were environmental issues, and Journeyman Distillery will be renovating those beautiful old buildings that were part of a manufacturing complex. And we're going to redo all the We've redone all the parking, and we have our transportation systems down there. We have 5, soon to be 6 buses, express buses into the Loop, the Chicago Dash, and then we have our city service, which is the V line. Both very healthy services with reserves, very sustainable and important to our city. Yeah, so we have spent time in Naperville, and we've spent time in Carmel's another one. That's where I get the idea for roundabouts 20 years ago, and so when you see ideas in other cities, you have to say, is this right for our city, and not just assume it is. It may work in another city, but and so we're always looking for good ideas from other cities, and we certainly have adopted them, and other cities have adopted them from us. And we've adapted them also. We'll take an idea and adapt them to the city. So it's important to do that. But I think it's always important to ask, where is our city going? Every city is unique, and you can't assume, that just because another city's having success with something else, it's right for your city. Again, it's all about the team, and we have a fabulous team, but we also have a fabulous citizenry and a very generous citizenry. Whether it be Valparaiso, when we remade Valparaiso for the second time, I mean, we raised $1 million. So Valparaiso is strong and special for a lot of reasons. We think we've done our part, or certainly tried to do that. but the business sector is strong, the education sector is strong, the nonprofit sector is strong, the faith community is strong. And we work closely with the other governments, with our friends at the county government. And there's a spirit of collaboration here, and there's a spirit of citizen engagement and investment. And one of the positions we haven't added a lot of positions over the years, but one we've done is Community Engagement Director. Maggie Clifton's doing a fabulous job. Engaging our communities, helping our neighborhoods come together, making sure people feel welcome and feel they have an advocate in city government. And so, again, engaging people, engaging businesses, engaging organizations to work towards a common goal is really important. Structure. I'm a student of leadership or also organizational culture, and so when I took over, I was elected to bring about a lot of change. So I knew I had to change the structure of government because the structure itself was not conducive to getting things done, which is what we're supposed to do. So I changed the structure, picked my leadership team. Whenever you read, business leadership, usually it boils down to three things: people, culture, and strategy. Vision and strategy are the same. They work together. So in this case, we had to pick an excellent team. Then we talked about what kind of a culture we wanted. We came up with our values, and then after that, we came up with our strategic plans. So we were all working in the same direction. So those are really the key components of any success of an organization: are the people, the culture, and the vision and strategy. And so we worked on all those things. We've gone through 3 strategic plans now, and have accomplished more than, frankly, we thought we would. But sometimes you get a ball rolling, and it rolls a little faster than what you want.
Right.
And so we're grateful for that. But we've kept our eyes on those on those strategic plans. We stayed true to our culture, and it's really been a fun experience. Not to say it's not without frustrations. It is, but you have to deal with those. And we've really tried to engage our citizens and let them speak out, but at the same time not let a vocal few kill a lot of projects. You've got to have the guts to see beyond that. Bringing that up, Valpo Next was a very deep, long-term planning process for the city. It went over the course of a year. I think we spent $100,000 on an excellent team. We engaged thousands of residents, and we said, we basically said, what do you like about the city? Where do you want to see it in 20 and 30 years? It was more like a compass than a strategic plan. Typically, a strategic plan is 3 to 5 years. Valpo was about what's the values that really make us tick? Where do we want to be long term from now? And all those things, and from that we engaged tons of citizens, got a lot of great ideas, and a lot of these citizens are still engaged. And so it's efforts like that build trust between citizens and their elected officials. Without that trust, you get nothing done. If you have that trust, you can do a lot. And so that was just part of the way that we build trust with citizens. Is again, we give them opportunity to be engaged, give them opportunity to speak into their local government, and then we distill those voices and run with it, and they support us.
And what I see,
you're serving the people, and so when you say you come up with a plan, really we've always felt that what our job is to listen deeply to our citizens and to come up with the strategies and the visions and the things that are important to them, because that's our job. And there's just it's a time, where a lot of things are changing. Essentially, what I saw was that the demographics are changing for every city. And while we have been predominantly, a white city, really every city is changing, and I think it's a beautiful thing. But we wanted to get out ahead of it, and so we saw that our minority populations were growing. We saw that diversity means a whole lot of different things, and so we just wanted to be the city that said, listen, this is our community. If you want to come and be a productive part of our community, we want you here. We want you to feel safe. We want you to feel welcome. We want you to feel that you can get engaged. And so that's really what that effort was about. We had a lot of people. It was really, some parts of it were controversial, it was really neat to see people sharing from different perspectives and hearing each other out. So a lot of listening, a lot of what happens in the community is simply understanding that, people are different, and that's good. Mm-hmm. And we need to celebrate that. We don't have to agree with everything somebody says, but we can respect them as people. We can accept the fact that we have different perspectives and build a community based upon that. And I think that was part of it. Well, I've always been somebody who likes to learn different things. I have a lot of hobbies, and so the future for me, I'll continue to be involved in our small businesses with my son Evan, and leadership goes where it's needed. So it's really not so much about what I want to do, but to say where can I bring value. And so that could come in a variety of ways. It could, serving on local boards, serving on the Higher Education Commission. At this point, I don't have any plans in terms of serving again in government, but it certainly has been a wonderful experience for me. I'll continue to remain in Valpo. We love it here, and I hope to be an effective former mayor and bring value in that role too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, because I can't. When I said right off in the sunset, I can't imagine you totally leaving town with your horse. No,
yeah,
that's not John.
People use the term retirement. It kind of makes me want to gag, actually, because it's we should, I'm 62. In your 60s and 70s, they say really, if your health is good, can be some of the most productive years of your life. So I hope to be productive, and I hope to make a difference, continue to make a difference in our community.
But just don't start a podcast like some other guy did. They couldn't vote.
I'll leave that to you, Bill.
Well, John, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you coming on and sharing your experience here in Valpo, and we can't tell you as a former resident how much we appreciate you as the helm. And boy, good luck to you in the future. I know whatever it's going to be is going to be marvelous and blessed. So thank you.
It's always good to be with you. Thank you for this time, Bill.
Oh, no problem.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Brown Insurance Group has been providing coverage to municipalities, companies, and individuals in the region for over 73 years. As a partner of the Keystone Insurers Group, we are able to offer an extensive line of insurance products and services, from commercial services including employee benefits and liability insurance, to personal services such as home, auto, watercraft, and motorcycle coverage. We are also committed to our community. We support many charities and events in the region. Our core values of care and integrity since the inception of Brown Insurance Group has made us one of Indiana's most respected and valued insurance agencies. To make an appointment with one of our experienced specialists, call our Highland Insurance office at 219-972-6060. Brown Insurance Group. Small town values, big time resources. Going beyond expectations to protect you and yours.